Which na ating mga manlalaro, Coach. They have to be in high spirits. Unsuccessful challenge. Vietnam moves ahead 10-9. There's the pass. There's the set. There's the hit. Is it on the line?
Right, on the line.
Yes, it is.
And once again, a very good first ball will enable your middle hitter to launch a point of attack. And Majoy Baron has been at her best, at least in the last few years. She's been at the top of her game, winning multiple individual awards and helping her team secure multiple championships as well. But we will commit our second service error of the first set and will allow Vietnam another 1-point lead at 11-10.
Papalitan bilang ating mga libero si Kat Arado at si Don Macandili.
Two of the best.
Pasok yan para kay Nguyen. Di makulangan. Difficult set. Gonzaga gets another point para sa ating kupunan.
That was a good misdirection coming from Majoy Baron. Freed up Gonzaga. And Gonzaga once again delivers 2 points in the first set for Jovi Gonzaga.
Cés Molina with 3 points so far here in this match. Regalo para sa Pilipinas, but Majoy decides to toss it up. And Gonzaga gets another point.
Right. Extracting full use of that free ball given up by Vietnam. Anytime you get that kind of an opportunity, it's very important for you to convert in transition. And Jovi Gonzaga was able to once again score and help Team Philippines secure another solitary point advantage.
Babalik ang bola dito sa Pilipinas.
Another free ball.
D-Mac to AV. Alyssa Valdez.
First point for Alyssa. Or 2 points for Alyssa in this match. Easily the most popular figure in volleyball in the country. The face of volleyball, women's volleyball to be exact.
I am really liking the distribution of Rhea de Maculangan. Last night, we were talking about the 19-year-old Josh Retamar. Ngayon naman, it's the veteran setter, Rhea de Maculangan, doing wonders. 3 different players have scored 3 points, Molina, Baron, and Gonzaga.
According to Coach Dante Aloncino rin last night, he knew the pulse of what the team needed. And he felt that they needed the kind of game that Ivy Retamar can give. Not just to the offense of Team Pilipinas because he really scored a lot, but in terms of defense as well, his presence at the net and his ability to be gifted with that height, to be able to help out and be as quick as possible. Batang-bata, walang fearless, no? At higit sa lahat, meron ng karanasan bilang UAAP champion itong si Joshua Retamar.
Pero walang karanasan sa paglalaro sa SEA Games. It was his first SEA Games match.
But again, in terms of preparation, they've been out of the country multiple times. And kailan lang din sila bumalik to be able to once again make sure that they are all healthy for the Southeast Asian Games.
And that's where you see the importance of the preparation.
Very, very important.
The women's national team has also been training hard. In September, they trained in Bangkok, Thailand. And in October, they spent 12 days in Tokyo, Japan.
We always have a timeline in terms of preparation. And I believe that even the template that Coach Shaq and his coaching staff is using for the Southeast Asian Games goes far beyond September. And this is just the culmination of that long-term planning in terms of trying to just make sure that the Philippines, playing in its home court, will be able to get to the next step and hopefully get a bronze or an even better finish in this 30th Southeast Asian Games.
T4 goes cross-court. Macandili was there. Valdez gets roofed.
Double block against Alyssa Valdez. This time, Vietnam reading Rhea de Maculangan. Kanina, actually, naging problema rito ng Vietnam is yung kanilang reception. And that's why the Philippines was able to launch consecutive points of attack. And the Philippines was able to build a 2-point lead earlier, 13-11.
It's Vietnam who makes the first adjustment, Coach Ronnie. Number 17, Tran Tu Lin is in.
They had to. They had to because tide was changing and momentum was shifting to Team Philippines. But right now, yun din yung nagagawa ng video challenge. Nakakapahinga yung mga players, nakakapag-usap. Kasi minsan, alam mo namang hindi mo makukuha pero dahil sa meron ka, gagamitin mo. It's all about finding your edge and using that slight stop to be able to restore sanity to your campaign.
Valdez, seeing that the skies were crystal clear, nobody at the top of the net. Easy point para kay Eliza. And now we have 4 players who have scored 3 points in this match.
Yan yung ball distribution na sinasabi mo from Rhea de Maculangan.
T4, not over.
First miss today for T4. And again, a 2-point lead. Look of concern for the red shirts. And once again, our countrymen rejoicing with this fine start coming from Team Philippines here in the first set.
The last time we played against T4 in the SEA Games, she scored 26 points in the battle for third. So far, it's been a different story and different story. And the Philippines will head into this technical timeout, leading Vietnam 16-13. Maraming salamat muli sa napagtutok ngayon sa SND, sa sports.abs-cbn.com at sa ION. Maraming salamat po sa napagsuporta sa ating mga minamahal na atletang Pinoy. Sa kasalukuyan lamang ang Pilipinas kontra sa Vietnam 16-13. Momentum is on our side. D4 had to improvise. Valdez over the blockers.
And again, a very smart play coming from Team Philippines. Defense was here on the right side and then shifting that pass, pushing that set all the way to the open. And Valdez once again delivers 4-point lead. Ito yung body language na binabanggit ko kanina, more relaxed, especially when you're ahead. Right now, Vietnam trying to regain its composure, losing a 2-point lead and now falling behind by 4.
Quick attack! How about that? Rhea de Maculangan finding the captain, Abby Maranyo. At mapapa-timeout ang Vietnam. Ramdam natin, Coach, ang suporta na ating mga kababayan.
Yan, napakahalaga niyan kasama ng Anton. And alam mo, titindig yung balahibo mo at saka lalakas talaga yung loob mo. Pag nakita mo, ang dami mong kakampi. Kasi kung ikaw yung dayo, pagsilip mo, kayo-kayo lang yung pare-pareho ng uniform. Pagtingin mo, lahat yan, hindi mo kilala. Pero dito, lahat yan, they treat you as family and they're all behind you all the way. Not just today, but till the end of the competition. Kaya kung meron kayong oras, malapit lang ito at the Heart of Pasig, come over and watch their favorite women players or Team Philippines dahil mahaba-haba ito.
T4 getting her 3rd point of the match. 18-14 ang ating talaan. Despite having this lead, the Philippines has to stay composed. Ito yung pasa ni Arado. Ito yung set para kay Valdez. Nakarecover ang Vietnam. Another chance for T4. And we know she's going to get her numbers, Coach.
Right. And we can also expect that Vietnam is going to fight back. This was the 3rd place team in the last Southeast Asian Games behind Thailand and Indonesia. Alam nila na 4 lang yung maglalaban-laban dito.
Now, Coach Shaq de los Santos calls a timeout. Coach Shaq de Los Santos does not want to take any chances.
Mahirap pag nag-shift yung momentum eh. Probably some defensive adjustments on who to mark at yung positioning. But right now, the important thing is we're still ahead by 3 points.
And we salute our coaching staff, Shaq de Los Santos, Brian Esquivel, and of course, Coach Emilio Kung Fu Reyes Jr.
Subscribe!
And one thing nice when you get to watch live, makikita mo rin yung mga ibang athletes na nanonood, scouting the opposition.
Valdez. Ball is back in the air. We know it's going to go to T4.
And that's why you have to be able to convert. Because in transition, pag napunta kay T4, yung atake, napakahirap pigilan. I believe she has only missed one so far out of the many attempts that she has taken here in the first set.
And just like that, Coach Ronnie, T4 leads all scorers with 5 points here in this match.
No surprise.
Gonzaga. They go back to T4. Drop ball. Popped up by D-Mac. Valdez going down the line. Tran receiving that one. Valdez will try again. And Tran making sure that Valdez would not get the point.
Wow. She coasted in 2 attempts prior to that very strong cross-court kill. Off-speed. Naibalik ng Team Philippines, another off-speed. But the Philippines could not convert, and on her third try, T4 would cut a 4-point lead, just down to 1 at 18-17.
Combination play, Jovelyn Gonzaga.
And if there's one thing constant about the offense of Team Philippines, the misdirection has always been there. Makapakagat ka ng isang blocker, napakahalaga. T4 sumama. Isolated Gonzaga down the middle. Going to, of course, zone 1. And Gonzaga has been at the top of her game from the get-go. Laking bagay yung easing the pressure and disallowing Vietnam from tying the score at 18, 2-point lead. Philippines 19-17 as we take a look at Gia Morado for the first time in the Southeast Asian Games.
And Mylene Paad checks in as well. Paad played solid volleyball in the ASEAN Grand Prix in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Well, let's see what she can contribute here in the SEA Games. T4 from the opposite side.
Right, very good first ball for Vietnam. And once again, from the open to the opposite, T4 will have no problem scoring against the defense of Team Philippines. 6'4".
6'4", 22 years old.
And let's see if she'll be able to sustain this against Team Philippines. Dahil puro sa kanya talaga yung bigay ng setter nila.
They go to the opposite side this time to Huang.
And we're able to stop that. So far, if it's a hitter outside of T4, Philippines has been able to defend and score. A kill block registered by Team Philippines. 2-point lead na nanatili para sa Pilipinas.
Now, this is a crucial stage of the match. Kailangan wag bitawan ng lamang.
Ooh.
Regalo! Mylene Paad,
Right.
great presence of mind.
Excellent precision coming from Paad. Reading that overset to the delight of Coach Tai Bundit. This is the pride of Batangas, the amiable Eliza Valdez. Goes on deck once again to try and push Team Philippines to a 4-point lead.
Eliza Valdez targeting her teammate when they were both imports sa attack line sa Chinese Taipei. Yes, they were once teammates, Eliza Valdez and T4. Si T4 ngayon nag-i-import sa Japan sa V-League 1. Molina gets roofed.
Vietnam once again staying close, staying afloat, using its defense to also contain the offense of Team Philippines. So far, it has been Eliza Valdez and Jovi Gonzaga have been most successful against Vietnam's defense in the first set.
Paat with some power.
Solid, right, solid. It was a cross-court bullet coming from the southpaw. Mylene Paat, pride of the Soaring Falcons, pushes the Philippines closer. to winning the first set.
In Paatubong, Pangasinan. Abi Maranyo naman ang pambato ng Antipolo. Ating kapitana, Maranyo gets that one in. Running attack. Vietnam had to improvise. Babalik ang bola kay
Ooh.
Nguyen.
Scoring against the two-man wall. Philippines 22, Vietnam 21. Kung nung bandang umpisa, puro long rally sa nakikita natin, dito mabilis ng palitan. Bat and Majoy Baron trying to close the two-man wall. But Vietnam will have the upper hand in that last exchange. 3 service errors so far for Team Philippines.
Nguyen to PHI is now in. Starting setter will serve it up. Arado. Molina. And Molina goes cross court and the libero could not handle it.
Earlier it was Macandili who was able to help out. Philippines score at least 2 points. The early part of the first set. Now it's the turn of Kat Arado to be able to launch a good point of attack. Kailangan mo ng matinding floor defense, and Arado and Don Macandili are two of the best defensive aces we've seen in the UAAP in the last few years.
So Coach Nguyen Tuan Kiet calls another timeout as the Philippines is just 2 points away from taking the opening set. And the story so far has been the ball distribution of our setters, mainly Rhea de Maculangan.
And even our net defense has been constantly making it more difficult for Vietnam to score. Of course, aside from D4, who's been very successful and on point in our offensive arsenal, the rest have been contained by our defense.
Kapit mga kapamilya. The Philippines hoping to close out set number 1. 23-21 ang ating talaan. D-Mac at the service line. That's in. Nguyen, cross court. What a save by Macandili. And Macandili again gets the ball in the air. Molina with a hit and the point.
Earlier it was Kat Arado, now it's Don Macandili making things happen defensively. And once again, pag matibay ang floor defense mo, makaka-atake ka, helping out the setter. Make sure that we're able to launch. Very good point of attack.
So it was Molina who got the ball in
Una
the
si
air.
Macandili. And then it was Molina who kept that ball in play.
Running attack.
3 set points for Team Philippines.
And Baron is able to get the kill block to seize set number 1.
And this is the fiery start we were praying for. And the Philippine team will have a 1-set lead versus Vietnam. Not bowing to pressure, especially when Vietnam trimmed the lead to 1 a couple of times. Later in Later in the first set, Baron, perfect timing. Return to sender, no coverage for Vietnam, and Baron with a lovely smile will give the Philippines a 4-point margin of victory here in the first set at 25-21.
You're watching the 30th Southeast Asian Games. The Philippines, Vietnam. mahalagang numero ng ating opening set. At sa spikes, nakalamang ng husto ang ating mga pambato, and it's really because of the distribution of veteran setter Rhea de Maculangan.
Very important for Rhea de Maculangan to be consistent with her ball distribution. Alam mo, veteranong-veterano at higit sa lahat, kabisado na rin niya yung mga kalaban, and she has delivered time and again for Team Philippines and has given the Philippines a very good boost by winning the first set. Rhea de Maculangan taking charge on offense for Team Philippines as Vietnam gives up the first point to the Philippines on that attack error.
Now, Vietnam trying to find another source of points.
Yun yung sinasabi natin kanina. Si T4, walang problema. But the bigger question is, will she be able to sustain throughout this match yung kanyang efficiency? 2 straight points for Team Philippines. 2-0 lead here in the second set. Sa Filipinas, are showing more relaxed outlook.
They're in good spirits, Coach.
And they're in very good shape. In terms of conditioning, makikita mo, quicker, faster, and the cohesion is very visible para dito sa ating mga national players.
Yung recovery, Coach, grabe. Broken play pero naitawid pa rin papunta sa Vietnam side. Gonzaga na naman, and Jubilin Gonzaga breaks down the wall.
Joey Gonzaga answering the call of duty. Alam mo, hindi lang magaling na manlalaro, kundi sa tunay na sundalo itong si Gonzaga. Over the course of her recovery from an ACL injury, throughout the many question marks that surrounded the back of her mind, she is now a national player once again, looking to reward the country with a medal after finishing out of the podium for the longest time. First point for Vietnam.
And because there are only 4 participating nations, every match is important. Most especially this first one. Philippines had to recover just to get it back to the Vietnamese side. T4 gets roofed.
Now, the Philippines understanding that without T4, with T4 shackled, we have a better chance of keep to a minimum. And Baron, she pointed out, shadows, marks, and executes that offensive block to give the Philippines another 3-point lead. Make that a 4-point cushion on the first service ace of this match coming from Molina. Molina also had a fiery start for Team Philippines.
Ces Molina, Tubong Nueva Ecija, a product of San Beda University. She even played in the first ever NCAA All-Star game last week.
Last week lang, no?
Good start for the Philippines here in set number 2, but Vietnam trying to recompose themselves. This is a team that is ranked 36th. So at no point in this match can we relax and underestimate their capabilities.
Right. There's communication between Eliza Valdez and Rhea de Maculangan. And that offense will lead to a defensive stop for Vietnam. And it's the 3rd point of the second set.
And a good read by Kat Arado. Arado is yung mga nagde-debut na manlalaro natin sa Pilipinas dito sa volleyball. Doing well, ha? Kat Arado showing no jitters whatsoever.
Malaking bagay na ang daming nanonood at yung mga nanonood kampi sa'yo. And probably making its debut in the Southeast Asian Games, but in terms of being a national player, there are no newbies to this kind of pressure.
Combination play mula sa Vietnam.
Yes.
Now Wang gets involved. Meron siyang 3 puntos dito sa second set.
And I believe that was the first activation of the middle hitter for Vietnam all match long. Well, let's see if the Philippines will be able to to take that away. Likewise from Vietnam. 3-point lead for the Philippines at 7-4 here in the second set.
D-Mac to Maranyo. Her first running attack attempt of the match.
Very short takeoff for Abby Maranyo. She got the result that she desired. 4-point lead, first technical timeout. Team Philippines still ahead.
So far, so good. Everything going right dito sa pagsisimuling women's volleyball team sa 30th SEA Games.
And a lot of this is because of the preparation and scouting, of course, of our opponent. And right now, after winning the first set at 25-21 and a very good opening of the second set to build an early lead, the Philippines still ahead by 3 points at 8-5, even after that service error was committed by Jovi Gonzaga.
One of the busiest players in the world of volleyball, T4. Import for Japan, been a national team player for Vietnam since she was 17, 2014. Running attack na naman para kay Abby Maranyo, nadepensahan ni Nguyen.
Hindi sumama yung isang blocker doon sa pakagat sa misdirection. That isolation play turned out to be an offensive block for Vietnam. Alyssa Valdez announcing her re-entry. Decisive. And look at the bullet go down for Alyssa Valdez, giving the Philippines another 3-point lead. Hindi makulangan. That misdirection once again. Yan yung constant na nakikita natin. You have Baron, you have Maranyo. Makapakagat ka lang ng isang blocker, napakalaking bagay na ang single blocker na matitira kaysa double block na babantay.
Maranyo, D-Mac, binigay kay Molina. Regalo para kay Abby. Pero naka-recover ang Vietnam. Abby wants it. Abby wants it. Gets it. Nothing there. Middle attack mula sa Vietnam. Molina with a looper. Another long rally. T4.
Back row play for T4. That's how lethal and potent T4 is. Can hurt you from all over the floor. A back row play that looks like an attack from the front line. That's how long and good T4 is.
Meron ng 8 puntos si T4. Maranyo. They're going to her a lot here in this second set. At least in the early goings. D-Mac goes back to Molina, cross court. Nguyen. Gonzaga. Running attack. And VIE is able to score para sa Vietnam.
And what we're seeing right now is anytime there is a long rally, doon nakakakuha ng puntos ang Vietnam. Pag short rallies, normally in favor of the Philippines. It was a running hit, a slight play delivered by Vietnam. And now it's not just T4 scoring for Vietnam here in set number 2, making it more difficult for Team Philippines to defend the offense of Vietnam.
Valdez from the back row.
High play coming from Alyssa Valdez. And not too many players will have that ability to score from the back row. But look at the takeoff of Alyssa Valdez. Perfect form, perfect delivery. Form, perfect delivery. No one home for Vietnam.
Running attack na naman para kay VIE. Bumalik ang bola sa Vietnam. It's a back row attack from T4.
We must do a better job defending zone 6. Maililihis. That has to be a direct hit.
So after the Philippines created a little separation sa pagsisimula ng set na ito, Vietnam coming to within one, but an error from their setter. An error from their setter.
And because we started out well, even if Vietnam has made its first uprising where you were still able to protect a 1-point lead earlier before that service error came from the playmaker of Vietnam to restore a 2-point lead for the Philippines. Good save by Makandili.
Again, they go to T4.
And again, she attacks Eliza Valdez. That's the third back row play for T4.
And she becomes the first player in this match to reach double digits.
As expected. We asked the question earlier, can she sustain it? She's answering that question so far in favor of Vietnam. Double block against Molina.
Baron just had to get it across. T4 now at her favorite spot.
The Philippines has to convert because in transition, T4 will be there. 4-point lead has evaporated, tied at 11. The first deadlock here in the second set. Attacking the smaller blocker, and T4 rejoicing in that last scoring explosion.
Dimac to Baron.
They needed that. Team Philippines with a very good reception, enabling Di Maculangan to activate her middle hitter, and Baron delivers.
And this is where composure will come into play.
And cohesion, of course.
The Philippines knowing that T4 will try to put her team on her back, has that momentum, can't be rattled.
Vietnam.
T4 again. Makandili will have to give up that very high free ball to Vietnam. Running attack. And that will go out para kay VIE.
Looking for a check ball, not given. 2-point lead for the Philippines at 13-11. So far, staying in front
Block touch.
all throughout the second session, up to this point of the set, rather.
So the video challenge is for a block touch. This is VIE Thinga.
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenge was successful.
That's huge. That's by
Touch,
Vietnam.
Yeah, first challenge here in the second set. Alam mo, meron din silang successful challenge dun sa unang set. They've utilized that review to their advantage. Tied at 12, looking for their first taste of the lead.
With the pass, Dimac with the toss to Valdez. When able to absorb that hit properly, Di Maculangan pinalik kay Valdez.
So used to being the go-to player, Valdez has always embraced pressure. That's the reason why she is so well loved by the Filipinos. Eliza Valdez scoring a critical point, restoring a 1-point lead for Team Philippines.
T4.
She's playing better here in the second set. She scored a lot doon sa ating unang set, but most of those points came in the early part of the first set. Here in the second set, when they were down, when they needed her the most, She has supplied majority of the offense for Vietnam.
Had 7 points in that first set, 5 already here in set number 2.
Ooh,
A joust at the top, si Gonzaga.
good
At
recovery.
patuloy na lumalaban para sa bayan.
And Makulangan once again on point. Earlier it was Valdez, now it's Jovi Gonzaga, 2 of the leading scorers for the Philippines, who continue to be in top form. It's Jovi Gonzaga looking for divine intervention to try and push the Philippines to a 2-set lead over Vietnam. Vietnam fighting hard here in set number 2.
Figuring in a joust against T4.
And again,
Then
that misdirection opening up T4. Vietnam moving better here after a slow start. Tied at 14 once more.
6 points for T4 here in this set.
Pero dito may opening. May opening na nakukuha. Being isolated means a lot for T4. Hard to stop T4 on single coverage. Uncharacteristic service error for the top player of Vietnam was been the biggest thorn on the Philippines defense throughout this match.
Liza Valdez gets that one in. Nothing there for Nguyen. Di Makulangan. Back to Molina. Chance for Vietnam. Nguyen.
So far, what we are seeing from Vietnam is that they're able to handle the Philippines net defense much better. And that wall was slow to close. Vietnam finding the seams, the net defense of the Philippines, tied at 15 once more.
Back row.
Drop.
What a save there by Nguyen.
And a miss for Vietnam. Had the right intention, tried to go to zone 5, but would not connect. 1-point lead. Nananatili para sa Team Philippines.
There is a challenge on the
Pero may
call
challenge,
by
Coach
Vietnam.
Ronnie. Challenge
Block
again.
touch.
So it's a block touch challenge by Vietnam. Really making the most of these
Ooh,
challenge opportunities.
and that's
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenge.
another
was
successful challenge. Leaders day.
Malinaw. So it will be Vietnam heading into this technical timeout.
First taste of the lead for Vietnam here in the second set.
That's right, Coach. Leading the Philippines 16 to 15.
End of the second technical timeout.
We talked about her being the big difference for the Vietnamese women's volleyball team.
Literally she is.
But now her teammates are helping her out.
A lot. That's the reason why it's harder for us to defend Vietnam.
Especially this girl right here, si
Correct.
Bui.
At saka kung hindi pumupunto sa diretsong point of attack,
For the Philippines, number
napapatunayan
6
niya
out,
dun sa
number
mga
7,
challenge na
Mikey
kinukuha nila sa review
Pape.
na tama siya. And she is the second leading scorer, most probably for Vietnam in this match.
You're right.
Vietnam with a 2-point lead, their biggest lead after being down by 4 to start the second set.
A lot of back row attacks for Liza Valdez here in
Yes.
this set, Coach.
Kasi bantayado na itong sila Gonzaga. Even Molina is finding it tough to score. Now, because of Vietnam's attacking ways here in set 2, we're not able to get that ball to our middle hitters as much as we did in the initial set.
Running attack for Bui. That one goes out.
No challenge for Vietnam. And And the Philippines dodging a bullet, no blockers inside. The bullet, no blockers inside. But Vietnam will not convert. 2 straight points for the Philippines, tied at 17.
Oh! Pat almost getting an easy point para sa Pilipinas. When? Sayang.
Lost opportunity for Team Philippines. Vietnam, quick to react. Ang ganda na sana yung timing dito ni Mylene Paat. And then the pancake once again, keeping that ball up and in play and in transition. Vietnam will build another solitary point cushion or lead at 18-17. At 18-17. Seesaw battle is what we're seeing after a very quick start by the Philippine team.
Arado with her own version of a pancake save. Arado again.
2 in a row. Ooh!
Gonzaga has to improvise from the back row. A chance for Vietnam when blockers were there. D4.
And again, you'll go back to that lost opportunity for Majoy Baron. And Vietnam.
Look at the effort.
Timeout, Philippines.
Talagang binibigay ang buong puso.
Ito yung pinupunto ko, Anton, pag humaba yung rallies, pumapabor sa Vietnam.
Importanteng timeout mula kay Coach Shaq de los Santos. Coach Shaq de los Santos has been our national team head coach since June 5, 2018. 18.
Raising the challenge. As we pointed out, let's take a look at Pasig City Soto together with Richard Gomez and Lucy Torres Gomez. Alam mo, hindi madali yung tinatahak na landas ni Coach Shaq. We are also praying that he's able to lead the national players to a very good finish in the 30th Southeast Asian Games, and the Philippines will hang tough. 1-point lead for Vietnam.
Substitution for the
Maganda
Philippines.
dito, Coach Ronnie. Lahat ng mga pinapasok ni Coach Shaq de los Santos ay gumagawa ng impact.
Thing is how to respond to the run of Vietnam and how to regain the lead against Vietnam's second win here in this second set.
Quick.
Better possession for Team Philippines. When we're not scrambling, when we are in the correct position, the rhythm is there. Pag nawala, pag na-distort yung offensive pattern, nahihirapan tayong pumalo.
When solid blocking at the top of the net by Gonzaga and Baron. And what a reaction by Don Macandili, seeing that Morado was also there to dig it up.
Once again, Vietnam attacking Alyssa Valdez. Morado and Macandili
Substitution for
trying to
Vietnam.
man the floor defense for Team Philippines. Look at that play coming from Macandili. But on the return play, once again, Vietnam with a cross-court winner.
Macandili stepping on the brakes just in time.
Parang contortionist na lumabas si Don Macandili ron. Sa hirap para buhayin lang yung bola. Infraction called against Gia Morado. 2-point lead for Vietnam.
Timeout,
Late here in set
Philippines.
number 2.
Coach Shaq calls another timeout. It's important in these moments to stay positive. And quickly forget about those errors. #21 para sa Vietnam. 19 para sa Pilipinas here in set number 2.
Just when you think that you're in control, Vietnam suddenly comes back alive and is in a very good position. Try and equalize the set count at 1 set apiece.